Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of City Reverberations. We talk about the Blazers and the NBA and basketball in general. Um, I'm Michael.
I'm John.
Thank you for watching. It is January 24th, 2026, and the Blazers are 500. Wow. Did not
That's
Did not really expect this with all the injuries. I mean, I realized that we
nope.
both were kind of around 500 for our beginning of the year predictions, but I was sure that we were not going to be here now with I mean, what have we had? 7 different people have been injured at different points.
7 at least. Yeah, at least. Yeah.
I mean, that's not
Um,
even counting Dame. I'm just looking at the list I created for the current ones of Drew and Jeremy are still managing minutes because of their calves, and Blake's
yep.
still broke a foot. Matisse got knee tendinopathy after thumb surgery, and
Yep.
Chris and Denny and Dwop has got something going on too. Man,
Oh,
it's just
that's 7. You got Williams that's in and out. Williams, well, he's only every other game too. So that's
Williams.
that's Robert Williams.
Oh,
So
I
that'd
thought
be
you meant
8.
William first name.
Oh, no.
It threw me off
That
there.
that'd make that would literally make 8 people
Yeah,
at the
no, he's
point.
definitely time management. He never plays over a certain amount, and he does not play back to back. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
He's at
crazy to
least
me.
yeah, he's been consistent. The other thing, it was weird hearing the stats last night in that as a whole, not anymore, but we are tied for the second best with a lot of teams now, the second best record in 26 of this month.
Oh yeah,
We were 7-2. We lost, but there's only one other team that went 8-2. But yeah, we're tied. There's a bunch of them now at 7-3, but we had who was that? The Clippers were 8-2. Wow, yeah, they're playing their ass off now.
yeah.
Crazy.
They are probably of the teams that are below us. They have the strongest chance of actually going past us because
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
yeah they well
as bad as the chaos is in Clipperland, Kawhi when he's on is still amazing, and James Harden is still playing really
yeah
well.
yep yeah. Yeah. He's
In
Kawhi is
fact,
one of
like
those.
if we make it to the play-in, um, I think that they would be the toughest matchup for a single game for us
Yeah, I think that would be.
because we don't have anybody that can. I mean, Tamani does what he does, but he's still smaller than Kawhi. Like he's probably got Kawhi's probably got 20 pounds on Tamani after Tamani lost all that weight. And
Yeah, but Kawhi is also just a different. He's a different beast to try to stop. He's smart enough and realizes, okay, well, what are you going to do? I'm gonna put you in a position that you're taller and bigger. Okay, great. I'm gonna go by you, or
well,
I'm just gonna get to my spot and hit shots. Or if you're smaller, I'm gonna just post you up and I
it's
can,
also is
body you there.
the size of his hands and the fact that how much harder is it to knock the ball away from him?
It's extremely tough.
Right. So
He can
you
hold
add
on
the
to.
strength with the giant hands from hell with the smarts, and I mean,
Yeah,
the only
he's
way,
a tough problem.
yeah, the only way that you're going to make a dent in that is, I think, is you have a healthy team with multiple bodies that you wear them down over the course of the game.
Yeah, or he just you somehow he has an off game. He seems to. We did. I think the last time we played him, we did decent. He gets his shots, but it was like, okay, cool. He didn't get off on a heater and go for 12, 14 points in a row. It seemed, but
Yeah, I agree.
um,
Although, I mean, of the people like that can rally to make a one game performance, I guess
oh yeah,
I give a little more credit to somebody that's a Finals MVP, multiple
yeah.
teams.
He does. Yeah,
He's demonstrated an ability to be able to, you know, step it up when stepping up is needed.
yes, yeah. He has definitely that switch can be thrown at any point if he chooses to.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, the big thing. We're halfway 500 this deep in the season has been since what, 21? I think I heard them say.
Yeah, since Stotts was the coach.
That's kind of crazy. I agree. We both kind of talked. We thought we're going to be close to 500 for the season. Um,
Yeah, but that
it,
was before everybody got hurt.
yeah, yeah. It's still, I'm still excited when you see that. Like when we got we got everybody back that wasn't out, and it was just like, oh, this can be good. Everybody kind of started rotating back to when we had Drew and Grant and Denny. It's like, oh, we have some firepower, and then we got like still Love and City playing out of their mind for being freaking two-way players.
Oh
Um,
yeah, they've more than earned a real contract.
but what do we do? How do they do that? Who are we going to pick? I think we touched on that last time.
Yeah, that's still to be determined. I mean, I I don't know. I think the only people that you really consider there are like Dewap and maybe Ryan, but the who was that? I think it was Danny Moran was talking about this the other day, talking about what is the most valuable player in the NBA, and it's a lengthy wing that can play defense and shoot.
Yeah,
And so, are you going to give up on a young player like Rupert or Chris Murray, or are you going
yeah,
to
I don't.
give up on a 28-year-old that, I mean, even though you don't want to give up on him, he's going to get another contract somewhere else of Duop, and so I think probably Duop Reith is the most likely at this point. Even though I like what he brings when you bring him in the game, so I don't want. It's a conundrum. I don't want to see anybody go in this situation
No,
because it's not like it's a trade where you're getting somebody back and you can talk yourself into being happy about who you got back. It's like, okay, these guys are on a two-way contract and it's ending, and you either have to sign them to your team or you have to let them go. And to sign them, you have to make one of the 14 roster spots available. And it's
is,
just,
is there is there anything you can do for like? Could you? I don't know if they could do this, if it's even possible. If Scoot, if he doesn't get better, can you say, hey, can we have a medical waiver on this? And he's
yeah,
not the person, and we get
you
somebody.
can ask for an injury exception, but then you're saying that he's not coming back this year, which for his development is terrible, and for the also the
Yeah,
development of the team. Like one of the biggest questions that needs to be answered is an evaluation of Scoot's ability to work in with these other players,
absolutely.
and
We need to see it. I
what
mean,
kind of consistency can he show? Because he has not been consistent. Part of it has been health,
no,
but part of
yep.
it is just being exceptionally young, and he's in the growth part, and it's so
In the
unfortunate that he had.
position, growth in the position of being a point guard, you have to be on it. You don't get the opportunity to sit back. Where like he's always on because the ball's in his hand. You're running the show. You're supposed to be doing all of it. Where obviously, like the centers, you're a big, go in there, pound, get fouled. Do what you can do the basics, and we know you're going to take time to do it. He needs to come in. I've I'm I've heard some of the guys talk on the radio stuff, and they're like they really like, and they always think he'd fit in great. And I maybe I haven't seen enough, but there's my impression is great. He's an NBA player, but I still haven't seen anything that makes me go, "Ooh, he's the next whatever." I see little flashes here and there, but it's like there's not enough. You don't have any resume outside of you're just an average point guard.
Right.
You know,
No, I agree.
at best, to me, at best. Right now, I think you can look at the two G League guys. They come in and do more in their time on the floor. Yes, they've got the time, but if I compare how much we've seen Scoot and him in play, I'm not trying to downplay his ability to be there, but it's like I look at Caleb Love and I'm like, this dude comes off the bench and is go. I want to win. I am going to do whatever this is. And I don't, and City has
Do you
worked his
th
way into just
do
being
you
that.
think that that is a result of Caleb Love being put under a tighter, smaller ask from the team of what they want from him? And it's clearly they want shooting without conscience, and they want, even though he's small, they want as much defensive effort as possible to keep him on the floor. Whereas Scoot has also the added pressure of, okay, you're also running the team, and you have to distribute the ball to other people, and so there's some extra things in there. And I think actually that, uh, not that I watched the G League Ignite, but the feeling that I got is that it's a showcase for players, and they're much more interested in showcasing themselves versus making the team better, which is the job of the point
In
guard.
some cases. Yeah, I agree in some of that.
So it is his was his ask in G League Ignite different than his ask from the Blazers? And then you combine that with injuries and being inconsistently in and out of the lineup, and I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I'm just trying to figure out why he is not live or not made more of an impression, because what you just said there about he's an average NBA player, I mean, that's
It's
ki-
good.
it's kind of generous assessment of him, because he's kind of a below average NBA player. I mean, when you factor everything all together,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like a.
It
Would you consider, okay? So for him to be a starter, he kind of has to be one of the top 30 point guards in the league, right? Do you consider him
yeah.
easily a top 30 point guard in this league? I mean,
I've
not
never looked
not
at
that
it
you
that way.
ever count that deep, but I think that it's not a clear cut thing at this point. I could probably come up with
Yeah.
30 point guards that
Yeah, I don't know if I could come up with 30, but there's not he's not one that I'm gonna go, oh, that's a guard. That's somebody in the league that's just making noise. You, I look at even how you say that. I think there is a different there's less pressure on Caleb Love, I would say yes, but he still is going out there and he is running the show at points in that, and it's not like it's in
less, I
just
think
scrap
less
time.
so than Scoot was asked to. Scoot
I
was
think I think yeah,
bringing the ball up
yeah,
more, and so a lot of times Caleb is a secondary or third, or I mean, he's not the first
true,
person that you're asking to bring the ball up the court, unless you're doing so now because other people are tired and you're trying to take load off of Denny and other people playing
true.
heavy minutes.
It, it will. I think some of it'll be. I know. I will say the thing that I like seeing in Scoot is his outside shot got better. He got more consistent at shooting it, and it was
I have a point about that after. So
okay. I think his shot became more solid, and you're like, it wasn't the oh he's shooting it. It was like oh he's shooting it. No worries. I feel good. It started to be more consistent. My point was going to go at if the way this team is going to I think mature or massage themselves into is do, if we're looking at Denny as much as we do as the point forward or someone who's running the show, a lot of that, does it matter who we have as a point guard only when we need it? And we still end up going back to at this point it's been Denny,
I
he's
th-
just balling his
I
ass
think it
off. But
I think it does matter, because Denny, or that part of this year is you're giving Denny too much to handle and to
yeah,
see
yes,
how much he can
true.
handle. Whereas in a more balanced approach, you definitely want other people that are bringing it up so that
Yeah.
he
But look
isn't.
at Drew. I mean, Drew is
Right.
spectacular at times.
I think
Just
this is, in a funny way, it's like it's setting itself up so that next year it's just going to make a lot of sense that Drew and Dame are the starters, and Scoot and Shea are the bench players, and you can have a more even minutes distribution to reduce Dame and Drew's aging knees and ankles, their minutes and their wear and tear during the year, and you're also giving bench players more time than they typically get. So
Yep.
maybe it's a way of balancing everything out where you can get the veteran experience and leadership that you need to start every game, and but you also got these young hotshots coming off the bench that are learning from those veterans, and then it's what
That
called a mentorship or whatever. I think that it could turn out very positively.
I will go on. I'll go on another step of that is I think, which we've seen it the very first part of the season we saw it where it's like we were always talking about here everybody gets less minutes and the silo of players and groups coming in. Hey, bring in two, and you just keep you don't let up anywhere. If you have the players and we really do, and I think that's why Dame came back is like we're really close to being able to just plug and play anybody anywhere,
Yeah,
and they're all long, tall, if not, they're skilled, they're athletic, they can cover ground, and you are closing any of the gaps. And that's how they wanted to focus defensively. I agree with you. Like next year, if you do that, it becomes you. I know there's the ego and there's the hey, I want to be the starter and I want to get because I'm getting paid, I want to play. But I still think if you can have, and we really I think do have an amazing, when that's the environment or camaraderie between everybody. It's just like doesn't matter. Like Jeremy's come off the bench. He hasn't said a damn thing. He just goes out there and all right, I'm gonna drop 24 on you off the bench. I'll drop 30. I don't care. And if you have that, it becomes plug and play. It's like, oh, it would give the coach the option to just go, oh, this starting lineup. Drew, Dame, Sharp, Grant, Klingon. Let's go big. Let's go offense to start
that
this.
I agree with all that except for the last part. Different starting lineups. That I think
You,
could be a hard thing to get people to buy in on. Although if you could get them to buy in on it tactically, like
yeah.
like what if
Second
you
squad.
what it so like the 20 last games of the year you play a certain starting lineup, and then but you have these other lineups, and then
Yeah, you know it.
start the playoffs with a different starting lineup and don't announce it until
Ah,
the
game
last
day.
absolute minute that you have to announce that, so that they have no time to prep. And so that does open up being able to screw with the other team like that, which is a benefit. So but
Yeah, I think the cool part would be like if you and at that point it becomes what does the team do? It's like, oh, who's on the bench sitting over there? You're gonna have firepower somewhere, depending. I mean, you're gonna either one way or another, you got people that are gonna be able to score. You're gonna have people that can play defense. And it would be beautiful to just have a team kind of be like, shit, we gotta prep for four deep, five deep. They got a starting squad that's sitting on the bench. That causes problems. They may
yeah,
not be top tier starting, but it's like that's a starting group going against our second team, which is not starters. One or two people may get, the ability to, but we don't have a full starter, but well, I guess with Williams you do. I was saying with Hansen you don't, but you can start
yeah.
William, Robert in there anywhere. He's all he does is just go and get rebounds and block shots. So,
I
and he
really
knows what
don't
he's
like
doing.
that he gets the most talk from the national press about possible trades. I don't want to trade him.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, it's and that's not being the homer of hey we got to hang on to our squad. It's dude, he comes in the game, he's limited minutes, and he produces every single freaking time he steps on the floor.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
just
what he adds is amazing.
how many times are we like, it's so nice to see him on the board. Oh, rebound, boom, they're just go
Or take the
gadget
other
arm
way
and
of that. Take the other way of that. How many times do you go, "Oh, don't do that." Never.
yeah, you don't, no, you don't. Yeah, he doesn't. The only thing you ever might see poor decision, but it's usually the last second grenade of like he's shooting a three. It's like, well, okay, why is he shooting it? It's like, well, he's open. They're wide open, but
Yeah, that's a
at
he
worst,
doesn't wanna do that. I think
no.
he's getting forced by the team. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
if you find yourself out at 3 with the ball and it's late in the shot clock, you gotta put it up.
Yep.
You can't give
Yep.
it to somebody else. So, I mean,
But yeah, you're right.
I don't think he wants to be shooting those.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. yeah. I still your point is that you don't sit there and say, "Oh, that was a mistake he made. Oh, that was another mistake." It's usually like, "Oh, he got a rebound. Oh, got another rebound. Oh, wow, he got that rebound. Oh,
Right.
well, block that
How the
shot. Oh, caught
F
that."
did he get to that? It's
Yeah,
like,
it's like you just see a just all you do is all of a sudden see a long arm go up, and it's like, "Oh, whoa, he went." Or Sharp.
and
Sharp has
he's
been
a
rebounding.
he's another dude that, I like, he must have enormous hands because the amount of times that he reaches out and you go, "How is his arm that long?" And he grabs a rebound one-handed and does something positive with it. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So, yeah, no worries. We're ninth in the West, and man, it's packed. 5.5 games back from fourth place, 3.5 games above being out of a playing spot.
God, that is crazy. Um, God, it is
I,
really. You look at that. So, dun, 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 dun. The middle is jam. Houston, LA, Phoenix, all within a game of each other.
yeah.
Actually, and Minnesota. So the middle four, five, six, seven. Us and Golden State is 2 games. Um, well, let's see, a win and a loss. We're 4 games, so win and a loss, win and a loss. Um, yeah, we're 2 games behind them. 2 games behind us are the Clippers. The Clippers really, it's kind of crazy to look at that they had to go 8-2 to be 2 games behind us. Yeah, we went three
Well,
and
they
7-3.
started the year, what, 6-21.
Oh yeah, I guess that'd be
So
yeah,
think about what they've done since there. Now that I mean, they're 6-21. That's 14-3.
that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Oh, but all right, so we got that. All of that, yeah. I think we're pretty good. I think we're both pretty close to being on track to what we look at the end of the year. I did have to talk with uh, Todd, him, and he was like, he made an interesting point of you shouldn't make the play in if you're not above 500. And I was just like, well, he had points because it's like you're not winning. You're not a winning team. You're not a winning record. And obviously that's well, I guess everybody no. So like the Hawks wouldn't make it. That's 10. We would just make it. So yeah, it's still that plays out. I think it would play itself out. So
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to make that kind of requirement on I mean, it's a single elimination tournament, and the lower you are in it, you have to win a couple games. So it's its own kind of vetting. Like, if you, and there are times where you would be below 500 because of injuries or something like that. And so you could be a better team than your record,
that's a
and,
very good point. I don't
and,
think I covered that one.
and and you prove it by, like, so if say you're below 500 and we're assuming you're the 10th spot, you have to win 2 games to make the playoffs. So
That's true.
it's its
That's
own
still
vetting system. I don't know, I wouldn't make that requirement for it.
yeah. I will touch on this. This is something somewhat near that. They said it on the I think it was the radio. I don't think it was the Rip City wrap up. Um, the point of one of the guys made a point of he wants to make the playoffs regardless as a team, and you lose the draft pick. I know we've discussed this. I'm on board with what you said about this draft is open to good quality stuff, and if we make the playoffs, we lose our draft pick altogether, right? Um, his point, and it made me question that idea. It was like you want to get the experience, even if you get swept in the first round. He's like, you want to get in there and give those players four
Yeah,
games
I
back to back
I get that.
against.
So doesn't that come down to your with the choice you're making there is what's more important to the long-term success and development of the team? A lottery pick in
Yes,
this draft or playoff
experience.
experience with not your full team?
That is true. I guess that's where I was probably thinking of that, and I'm I would want to go. Do we have a full squad? Do we get
We don't.
last 20
No
games?
matter
I
even
know.
if we get everybody back this year, we're not getting Dame back, so it's not a
No.
full squad from that. So
But the
I don't know.
experience you
To
gain
me,
and
especially with all the injuries we've had and the depth problems we've had because of injuries, getting
yep.
another young player on a rookie contract is could be tremendously helpful. Now, I've what's funny is that I've actually done something that I never do, and I've delved into comment sections and actually put this point out there of like, why would you want to make the playoffs miss out on this draft? And everybody's like, have you seen the last several years of draft picks from the Blazers? Why would you want to have them screw up another draft and miss out on the playoffs? I'm like, okay, yeah. You sure don't say that when Shaden is doing a spectacular dunk and is on Sports Center. Young, yeah, you're saying that, but you, you only are upset with Young right now if you had unrealistic expectations with what a 20-year-old center from China that doesn't speak English and has never lived outside of China, what he's going to do in his first year in the NBA. If you had realistic expectations, he's doing really well.
Yeah, I mean his best games I think or one of his best ones was against Adams.
Yeah,
OKC? No, Houston. Houston.
yeah.
But against Adams is like that's welcome to the league. You're not going to move him. Your size is negated.
Well, and
You got somebody that's
Adams gave him that scar too. I mean,
yeah. That was
that's a
was that actually Adams or was that somebody else that hit him as he's
I,
going?
everybody said that it was Adams. And
That's some fingernails, man.
yeah,
That's not just a that's a that was a cut.
yeah,
That's not a scrape. That was a full cut. That thing had, that was there a week and a half after. That's gonna scar. That's a scarring cut.
yeah.
Um, battle
Well,
wounds, right?
that's what everybody was saying is that how cool is that to have a war scar like that from Steven Adams? It's like
Yeah,
at least it's not some shit player and that nobody has any respect for. And it's like it's the strongest player in the league, and you get scarred by
yeah,
him in a superficial way that is visible your entire playing career unless you wear sleeves. It's like that's
that's true. Yeah. Uh, so, all right. What else we touched? We touched on some of that. Players starting to return. Um,
yeah.
everybody's
So
there.
we've had Drew and Jeremy are back under load management and minutes restrictions. They're saying that Blake Wesley is going to probably come back after the All-Star game.
Be nice. He's going to be minutes restriction and
He is,
build
but
up time.
at least with him, it's a bone break, which they heal stronger than the bone was originally before you broke it. So at least it's not a ligament or tendon tear. It's not some kind of hamstring tear, some kind of lingering soft tissue injury that's gonna
Scoot,
keep him out. So
scoot,
yeah,
scoot, scoot's issue. Gosh, that's just.
yeah, that I mean,
Matisse is, yeah. I didn't know about his knee stuff. I'm sure that's not any good.
yeah, no. So that was the previous injury, and he's having pain from that as he's ramping back up. So yeah, that might be just that's the kind of injury that it's going to be troublesome for him for the rest of his career. I mean, if it's his meniscus and they've cut out pieces of it, that's starting to be bone on bone, and that's just it's a time game unless you go
Yep.
and get one of these cutting edge tech things where they say that they can regrow your cartilage and your meniscus. And oh my god, speaking of that, I saw a thing that some European medical company has come up with a way that they can. Do you know what aerogel is?
I think I've seen that. I've heard of that. Yeah.
They figured out a way of injecting aerogel in and recreating people's spinal discs.
It doesn't seem. You may have said that to me, or it doesn't sound foreign. That's not surprising. That's cool. That's way cool. So people aren't just, hey, let's just fuse it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would much rather have an aerogel whatever than try and have them
Yeah.
fuse my spine together, which I'm going to be a
Yeah.
candidate for in the relatively near future.
Ugh,
But
no.
So Chris is still out with a back problem. Denny's in and out with his back problem. Personally with Denny, I because of my wanting a draft pick over playoff experience, I am
Shit,
of the mindset of
let him heal.
rest him as much as possible. Have you
Yeah,
not seen what you need from him? I mean, the thing is I don't take him under 65 games, so he's not eligible for awards, but
yeah,
rest him as much as possible.
yeah. Again, that's going to become dependent upon what they want to do as a team. Are they going to make a push for the play-in? I think they want to make it.
Yeah, they
You
do,
know,
but it's not
that can change.
they
That
are
can
not
change quickly.
thinking strategically long term for the team. They are thinking about themselves as players and their team right now as it exists. And this team, as awesome as it is, and as awesome, I mean, as awesome as the chemistry is, the team
Yeah.
itself isn't awesome,
No.
but
No.
has a lot of
Yeah.
it has a lot of potential, and the future looks bright. But this is not going to be the team that takes you to a championship. You're going to have to make a
No.
move or two from this to get there.
Yeah.
So with keeping that, you have to make a big successful move or two. Does that change your thoughts about playoff experience versus lottery pick in the 2026 draft? Or, I don't know. To me, just as an asset, you can't give up that draft pick.
No. I. Yeah. I. So I you speaking of trades, I saw this link earlier today, which the Blazers to Mikal Bridges
Who are you giving?
into
I mean,
J-
that's somebody I wouldn't mind having on the team because he is incredible, and he's also like one of those Iron Men that just doesn't miss games. But who are you giving up to get him? Because he's making at least 30, I think, million.
So I just this is technical wise. The sound just changed for you. It just focused more. That
Oh
was
yeah,
weird. It got
yeah.
deeper,
I
but
don't know.
I don't
I
know if
don't
that's
know
the
what
word.
that
As
is.
long as it's yeah, still if it's still showing levels. Session that a trade a trade with a snare that Giannis can't push for. Dun, dun, but as far as viewed, it's kind of why do you can't get yeah, this is just more garb for trying to get Giannis. Um looking up to his finish. What do you think? How would Bridges would be here? Be great, but how do you get him? And what do you give up?
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, I mean, who are you giving up to get him? You have to give up
It doesn't
something like
say.
30 something $1 million and probably draft picks. So fucking New York gave up 5 draft picks, 5 first round picks to get him, and players.
You're not. Yeah, that's no, no,
First off, I don't think that New York is gonna get that for him, but
no.
that's a ridiculous ask. I mean, 5 draft picks,
Yeah, like these people said the same thing. It's not exactly plug and play. Where does he fit in? He's got to start. Whose spot does he take? Then we
right?
have his contract. He's another
And
big thing.
he's 6'5", so he's probably one of the guards. So then are you not starting Drew, or are you not starting Dame because of Mikal Bridges? Not to mention Scoot
Yeah.
or Shea, although if you could put Scoot in that trade, I don't know who else
Oh,
you
there's
need
somebody.
20 million, 25 million to make up the rest of that salary.
Da,
Hmm.
da, 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 candidate second DPO.
Hold on. I just thought of something that might actually be plausible along these lines. So, what if, in an effort for New York to be able to make a play to get Giannis, they trade Mikal Bridges away to us to get back maybe Scoot and whoever else, but to get back Milwaukee's draft picks so that they can give them to Milwaukee in the Giannis to New York trade.
That's what somebody just said here. That's what somebody was saying. What if it happened this year? Tease in Milwaukee's 2030 back or 2028, likely receiving Towns. They're going to be bad. So if you think you'd do it, you're simply being asked to act a trade version of Astro. Oh. They said something like that. Blazers get Bridges. Knicks get the Greek Freak. What does Milwaukee get? Screwed. Blazers got to give
Oh,
two
so they're
first
saying
round
a
picks.
three-way trade in the Giannis trade to make it all work. Hmm.
I hate to say that. Matisse, the draft pick. I don't know who else you give up.
Scoot and Matisse and
Scoot
a
Matisse
draft
and a
pick,
and a and a
for
pick.
for a player that is one of the best defensive players in the league and is a decent scorer. His average when he's been the main guy, he's averaged 25 plus. Um, and he is always available and rarely gets injured. Usually
Yeah.
plays 80 something games a year. I I don't know if I mean, I'm not knee jerk saying no to that, and I'm probably leaning towards yes because that hmm,
Plus, additional defenders for Wemby, Luca, KD. They'll miss Grant. I don't want to give up Grant. Do not give up Grant. I don't think that's a smart thing to do.
no,
Um,
not for a smaller player.
Slightly better Tumani. No, he's not. He may
No.
be offensive better. He's not a better defender. Tumani is causes problems
He's a
for everybody.
better scorer than Tamani. He's
Yeah.
not a
Yes.
better defender because he's 3 inches shorter and, has 20, 30 less pounds, so, I mean, Tamani can
Yeah.
legit guard anybody on the floor, and
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, if he switches off onto Jokic, is getting cooked.
Is he? I guess if he's 6'5", that's going to be an
He's
interesting.
6'5" with
Oh,
incredibly long arms. I don't remember what his wingspan is, but yeah, he's 6'5" or 6'6",
that's
and
kind of a
slender of build.
yeah. That'd be interesting. If you could, I hate to give up Matisse. I could see, yeah, Matisse picks Scoot.
But think
I'm
about
all,
that, you're
but
trading 2 often injured players for an Iron Man.
yeah, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
That comes back to our. I hate to see Matisse go, but that
and
would
you're
be
opening up a roster spot for maybe one of these two-way players, although
yeah,
that doesn't work out timing-wise because you have to make that decision before this is probably gonna happen. The Giannis trade is probably gonna happen in the offseason.
yeah. Well, Giannis got hurt, so he's out like 4 weeks. I think
Oh, yeah, no,
I heard that.
I think he's
Shut it down.
he shut it
Shut
down,
it.
and he's probably asking for a trade this summer, and it makes a lot more sense to make the trade in the summer than it does during the year anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. That's crappy.
I would do that trade. I don't know if the numbers work out, but Matisse and Scoot, the two of them together, I think add up to mid twenties, 20 million ish to for salary. Actually, do I have it here? I don't have it here.
I know we're totally jumping off of topics, but yeah, if you do trade machine, what do you have to do? Add a team.
Oh, you're doing? I got Trade Machine up. I can do this quick.
Yeah,
Um,
go. You'll do it.
so we're doing a 3-team trade between the Knicks, the Bucks, and the Raptors. Or I mean the us.
Yeah. All right. I'll play along with this.
And Giannis to the Knicks.
How do you put? I don't know
Mikal
how to do this.
Bridges to the Blazers. Who is going back from the Knicks to the Bucks?
I think I think
Cat.
Towns. Yeah.
So that's going to create a money problem immediately because the Knicks would
No.
have 75 million something in outgoing contracts, and
Uh,
um,
no. No. Oh, they do. Let's see. Hang on. Oh,
I'm just talking it out as I'm putting it all together. All right, and so Matisse and Scoot are going to. I think they have to go to the
Nick.
Knicks to make the money work. All right,
What
so
else do we get? Oh, what
we
we get
also have
back?
to give them draft picks probably to get to play in this.
Says is successful. I don't know
Who
what I'm doing, but it says it. Just Bridges to us, Giannis, Matisse, Scoot to the Knicks, K Towns to Milwaukee.
with no
Says we
draft
get
picks?
with nothing. Yeah, I didn't even put draft picks in there.
I think that you would have to include I mean, you may be able to make the trade work in the trade machine, but they're not gonna do this trade without getting draft back.
How do
They're
you
not
add?
they're not trading. So you have to go there's roster and there's picks. It depends on which trade machine you're in. I'm in the fanspo.com trade machine.
Oh, I'm just on the NBA one.
There's a yeah, some of them have picks and some of them so some of them do different things. So all right. We got the swap rights in 2028 and swap rights in 2030.
Probably
Which
the
one
so
do
the
you
one.
want to throw in this trade?
Try
You
the
probably have to do both to be realistic. I mean, are you imagining
try.
Giannis getting traded for less than 2 first round picks? In fact, I think the Knicks
No.
have to throw in picks, so I'm going to do that. All right. This is
Okay.
going to the Bucks. 2030 is going to the Bucks, and then what do the Knicks have? The Knicks have oh, they have a 2026 Washington protected 1 through 8 and then they have their own first round pick in 2026, which is going to be in the 20s because they're going to make the playoffs. So let's give the Bucks their 2026 first round pick, and that would leave the Knicks with the Washington pick as long as it's not 1 through 8. Although they're going to be 1 through 8. There's no way that the Washington Wizards are going to win enough to get to ninth worst. And then just whatever. I'm going to throw in some second round picks just to. There's 20. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, mine failed. What did I do? Mikhail Bridges cannot be traded because 6 months have not passed since he was signed to an extension. He will be eligible to be traded after February 1st. And also, I violated the step-in rule of consecutive draft years 2027 to 2028. So I have to amend my trade to make this work. Adjust trade. So 2020 how is
Yeah, we'd even open up tons of cap room too, and have a trade spot. So you trade somebody on, and then you could ship them. We gained 6 wins. It says he's only 25 million a year. Wow.
really?
Yep. I wonder why they signed. Probably for his salary. No. I wonder why they signed Jay Cook to it. He's a two-way player. He has a can.
Okay, so now I got rid of the 2028 and the only violation is Mikal Bridges, so that would be no longer a violation after February 1st. So that trade would actually work. Cat to the Bucks and a draft haul of a 2026 first round from the Knicks, 2026 second round from the Knicks that Boston and Washington holds the swap rights to, another 2026 round two from or whoever from Orlando, Detroit, or Milwaukee. Oh, so that would be giving Milwaukee potentially its second round pick back. And then from the Blazers, 2028 and 2030 swap rights, giving that back. So that's one, two, three first round picks, two second round picks, and Cat to the Bucks to trade Giannis. Do you think the Bucks would do that?
I'd be an interesting. Hey, if they're sure, I don't know. It's all depending on what Giannis wants to do. That is purely a I'm going where I want to go.
That also hard caps the Blazers at the first apron and hard caps the Knicks at the second apron. because the Knicks send out 53 million and have 76.4 million coming back. Although it works, the only thing that's
Yeah.
blocking the trade is Mikal Bridges being within 6 months of signing
Well,
his
yeah.
last extension.
So he's clearly well. That clearly that's going to be a summer issue. Then I mean that's
Yeah,
already there now.
and
So
he's listed at 6'6", so I was kind of right.
yeah.
But
All right. Well,
Matisse is 6'5" and Scoot is 6'3", so you're getting a bigger player that is available more often, and you're opening a roster spot. And oh no, you're not saving money. He's a couple million more expensive, but I think I would do that.
I would. I think that would be awesome because then does he fit?
Yes.
He'd fit with everybody else
I
too.
think, isn't he one of the people that like 4 or 5 years ago was training in the summer with Dame and, Dame's trainer? I think he is. I think he's
He
buddies with
might
Dame.
be.
Um, yeah, I would do that trade. Um, it's crazy though. I think Mikal probably have to be coming off the bench.
Who would? Mikhail?
Mikal Bridges. Yeah. I'm not starting him over Denny. I'm not starting him over Tamani. I'm not starting him over Dame. I'm not starting him over Drew. And I'm not starting him over
Great sixth
Donovan.
man.
Right. No, I mean, six man of the year award for Mikal Bridges.
So then who else you got coming off the bench after that?
Yeah,
If we
it
did,
would
if we
be
looked at
Mikal Bridges and Shaden in the backcourt. And then your third backup is Caleb Love and Cedi. And
yeah,
and let's
Murray.
see.
You got
Murray
at
is
that
your
point
three off the bench probably, and then who would back up Denny? Grant.
Grant. You got
And
Grant sitting on
then
the bench.
and then
You
Rob
got Grant
Williams
Sharp.
and Young as your center rotation off the bench.
You have Grant Sharp and McHale coming off the bench as a second
Three
squad.
20 plus point scorers coming
Easy.
off the bench.
And you got two that can be really good defensive. Well, one really good defensive, two that have gotten better defensive. But and again, this becomes that mix and match. That's like plug them in where you want them. Oh, let's go more offense. Okay, great. Again, if you have that as that's your bench. That's some firepower coming off, and you just roll them in with leave Drew or Dame in there with two of them. Sub in the wings. Oh, let's go big ball now. Oh my, that'd be fun.
I'm
You
for
got to
yeah.
mark
The
that
more I
somewhere.
talk about that trade, the more I like it.
That'd be interesting. We would get deeper in a quality depth. We obviously lose a player, but the other people have stepped up. I'm not so worried about Henderson losing Scoot. I hate to say that, but Matisse I don't like losing because he's another one of those guys. Okay, throw him on the floor. Oh, steal. Oh, steal. Deflect the pass. Oh, deflect the pass. Great defense. You don't need to run anything for him, and he's going to get and make a huge impact.
Yeah, but
Um,
I think Bridges could do a similar thing and be a
I agree.
much
Yes.
much better scorer.
Ah, that would God, if that was our bench, Jesus Christ, you could even swing. Okay, so you say Denny, Tumani, Drew, Dame, Klingon. That's your starting five.
Right, and I think in that if you had that kinda lineup, that you could really advocate with everyone being healthy of trying to go for an even 24 minute for the each group,
Yeah.
and it's like, our goal is to get to the playoffs as healthy and as rested and as strong as possible, and you guys playing a few less minutes from the starting
You-
position and a few more minutes from the bench position, and that's going to be the best thing for the team. And it also eliminates a little bit of the I'm not starting, I'm upset
you
about that kind of thing. I'm still getting the same minutes.
Yeah, but you can also that goes back to we'd always said it's there's that ride the guy that's hot. It's not like, oh well, hey, Dame's on fire to start the game. Let him cook. You're out there
Right.
for another 2-3 minutes. Okay, cool. Okay, now you come out, take a break, take a longer second quarter, or if it's look, they can't stop him. Let's just ride it. You can plug and play anywhere. And I don't know, that yeah, that would be an interesting trade. I've never been one to really look into things, but that would make the team just that would be fun. We wouldn't lose anybody else. We still got an open spot. You can pick one of the two ways and move them up or both.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one thing where it gets complicated because you have to make that two-way decision here in like the next month, which you can't make this trade. I mean, I guess you could make the trade, but I don't think Milwaukee's going to trade him till the summer.
Well,
Um,
you can't trade Bridges until then, anyways.
well, you can't
That's
trade
February.
Bridges until February 1st, and the
That's
trade
a week,
deadline is
week and a half.
right before the All-Star break, which is mid-February, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll call Cronin and we'll get this trade done.
Sure. Yeah, that works. All right. Should we call it there? I think anything else is going to be touching on a lot more Denny. How much time we got? Where are we at on this?
We've been recording for 50 minutes. I think that's enough. We can, if we feel like talking more about Denny, we could record tomorrow or next week, and
Yeah,
I think
we'll see.
that's
We can
probably
also
good
touch
enough.
base. Yeah, that works for me.
All
Um,
right. Well, thank you all for watching. We're enjoying doing this, and make sure that you like and subscribe and all the things that YouTubers say all the time. It
yeah,
does help us
down
grow,
below.
and we are an itty bitty channel and trying to grow. So, your attention and support is appreciated. Thank you very much for watching.
Peace, and as always,
Go
go
Blazers.
Blazers. Yes. Peace.